Yarr! Yep, welcome to Team Fortress TV with Admirable, Beasly, and Jon. We're here for ETF2L Season 16 powered by Blackout Gaming Premier. No, Division 1, Week 6, between LEGO and the MIPC organisation. Beasly coming in at short notice for Hochi. What's happening?
I don't know what you're talking about. My name is Hochi.
You sound like the Count from Sesame Street.
This is not my name.
Alright, Count. How many frags do you think we're going to see today?
To be completely honest, I will have to count down every single one I see. Until then, I will not be able to tell you. Because I have to count it correct. But probably 62.
Oh man, this game is pretty important. Right now, LEGO are top of Division 1 by a significant margin. Such that if MIPC, or it's not that much, it's not unreachable, but if MIPC, who are second, can get 5 points, they'll be tied and they'll probably win from the fact that they would have beaten LEGO in the main season. But if MIPC get all 6 points, they'll go straight into first place. LEGO will be second and Phoenix will be third. But if LEGO take a lot of points here, there's maybe some sort of option for Phoenix to sneak in there and get second place. So MIPC really need to put in a good performance either way. But whatever team gets all 6 points in this game will be automatically promoted to the Premiership. They will be number 1 in Division 1.
Oh, that's actually incredibly awesome that I get to watch this match and see some extreme action. Viaduct is awesome. Some matches in Div 1 on Viaduct are questionable to say the least. But these two teams are very strong and are making a run at Prem, like you said, so we're going to see some good TF2. We're going to see some building and spawn. That's the most exciting thing in the game, and I just can't wait.
We got some incredible old school talent here. Like, if you followed the European scene over the last 5 years, what is it, 6 years now? Names like Himsy, Hawks, Exar, F2, they're going to be very familiar to you. Even Natural has been up and around there in the Premiership in the past. Then you got a lot of new talent here as well. You got like Zen, who's made a sick debut in Division 1. You got these Danish journeymen like Dr. Phil, Krizzle, Hellberg's going to be playing as well. He is an unbelievable sniper, a genuine member of Auto Aim, not one of those fake tagging Auto Aim people. He's pretty sick if he decides to snipe. But it looks like we're going to go live here, Beasly. I'm getting hyped.
I am hyped as hell. This is ETF2L Division 1. Week 6.
Hawks is going to snipe?
Matchup.
What?
He's sniping a mid. People
so
do
terrible.
that on this map. Hellberg's doing it too. We're going to see some nice sniper v sniper action, but Hawks takes that nice shot onto that platform area onto Hellberg, and the rest of the fight is looking very favorable for MIPC as Krizzle and Natural also go down to Himsy and Rockets from Karhunen. And this point's going to go pretty uncontested to MIPC. And it didn't really look like LEGO was able to get into the mid-fight because of that excellent shot from Hawks.
I love the logic of this though. Hawks is their pocket. He's like an amazing old school pocket from Finland. He switches off to snipe. That gives him 2 scouts. Whereas really for LEGO, they're stuck with 2 soldiers. And like scouts in this map just clean up, able to dance around the rock. Nice soldiers. They don't have a... Right now though, MIPC don't have a pocket and they're getting forced out here by Krizzle. He jumps in from the flank there. And MIPC find themselves 3 down, having fallen victim to the old Uber force. The bomb comes in, the cleanup is gonna happen here. Zen streaming forward gets 2 or 3 frags there in quick succession. Oh, there's another one onto Himsy. And he does a good job of keeping his medic F2 alive. He runs in to pick up that health kit, now he's dancing around. Does that soldier up top not realise F2 is... Oh! Karunen's gonna get shut down. Natural will manage to keep F2 alive. He's still got it, man. F2 is still the man.
F2 is the man, and we see 1 minute of cap time go down for MIPC, but the red team has capped that point, and now their clock is ticking down as we are gonna see the blue side MIPC try to get their Uber, but they're not really gonna want to sit back right now as their scouts are gonna take control of that cliff area as Natural goes down to a nice shot from Hawks. And Hellberg gets a nice pick on the Himsy as well, so that's a scout and a soldier down, but like you said, scouts are so much more important on this map. And because the red side, LEGO, has the point.
Curran in with a sick bomb onto F2. Hits 2-3 rockets there. Gets the frag onto the Great Dane. He's gone down. And now it's up to Lego to stream forward here and try and get a pick onto E2, the Finnish female medic. But she's going to be able to survive this one. And with those fast spawns coming in, I would expect to see another suicide wave here from Lego.
Yeah, Edley hasn't actually gotten her Uber yet. There we go. She's gotten the Uber. That was a little risky there. Her bomb could have come in at any second and just taken her socks off and thrown her into the river. And you never want that to happen. But we're seeing some good aggression out of both sides. They're forcing the Ubers beforehand, and then they push off of that, and that's exactly what you have to do. But the red side here has lost their demo man, Dr. Phil, to a headshot from Hawks. We've seen a lot of that. Soldiers come in now. Natural forces that Uber, but goes down. And the Uber is not going to be able to do too much for MIPC, but it's done exactly what they need, which is to kind of force Lego to regroup, but their 90% Uber is going to come right back into them. Edwie's only at 30% right now, so they really have to try and force this Uber and back out before everything gets way too hairy and hectic for them. And so far they've done a great job of that, as they have 50 seconds left to hold on to this point to win this round. That sniper is really going to be a problem here, as you know, you have to watch for a sightline, as that Uber is forced. Very nicely done by Zar to force that Uber out of F2. And like I said, their team's just going to back up, and Edwie is going to retain that Uber, and now has an 80% Uber advantage for herself. And that was, you know, textbook stuff right there.
I think MIPC need to protect Hawks a little better. If he's going to run this sniper role, he needs like one scout to play somewhere near him, maybe between the combo and him, wherever he wants to position himself. But the last two attempts he's had, he's been bombed out there by Natural, isn't getting the defense he requires. Here comes that Uber though from E2. They're going to send Exar in super high. He managed to focus down the sniper of Hellberg there. Actually, Karenin steals that frag from him. But they did not manage to get F2, and that is the kill that they were looking for there. F2 all the way back in spawn. He's going to be able to build up a little bit of an Uber advantage, but for a while there he wasn't building at all, so it's not going to be that significant. E2 is now building with a Boston Basher Scout here, turn 2, and there's only 30 seconds left. I feel like the beginning of this push here from Lego is going to have to be a dry one. They need to start moving in, doing damage, and find a position before they even have that charge. And look at the respect MIPC are showing them. They think they have Uber. They're just sort of intimidating them out of this point. There's the bomb in from Krizzle. He's rocking that black box, and he gets shut down pretty quick by Tuntu after dropping all 3 rockets. And now F2 has Uber, but E2's already gone down at some point. What? Who killed her?
E2 went down to a couple of rollers there. It was actually a very unfortunate turn of events, but what can you do? It's already been done. And with that, Lego has taken the point. Is there some action going on that cliff side for the blue team, as Himsy goes down to some nice shots from Zen and some combo pressure on that cliff. And like you said, because Eatwe has gone down, that full Uber is there for F2, but Zar jumps in trying to force that Uber or get a drop, and that just doesn't happen. And we'll probably be seeing some more sacks here, but that sniper is on the point watching that cliff side, and Eatwe is just building behind the cliff. So they know that they have a little more time.
It's really dumb. Like, Himsy was in and died, then Exar jumped in alone and died, and now Karenin's fighting out here. But if they just jumped in 3 of them at the same time, F2 might have popped there. He was forced onto the low ground, but they're not making advantage of the spawn advantage they have and not control the middle. Now they forced out Uber though, but there's an opportunity here for Zen and Dr. Phil to push forward. They do get the immediate counter pop there from E2, but there's a few seconds to be milked. And right now they just need to clean up these frags and activate that cap timer. Start. Oh, headshot there from Hellberg is going to take E2 out, and he drops down onto the floor, starts moving forward, but more players of Lego have managed to make it onto the point, and they're drawing people out into the open. More targets here for Hellberg. He can clean up, but it's not even required, as Natural just dominates that point. Cleans up all those remaining fins, and Exar is going to launch himself skyward once the point is still active. On a wing and a prayer here, Beasly, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen at all, as Eatwe goes down trying to needle them off of that point. And like you said, those staggered spawns, because they all sacked one by one as opposed to all together, kind of really messed them up there and allowed that 50-second timer to click down all the way to 0. And that first round's going to go to Lego, 1-0 in favor of them.
I'm watching Natural roll out from the right-hand side here. He has used his buff to perch up top on that little place. He's going to try and control the right-hand side on the Lego perspective, just seeing if anybody wants to run through. Then he realises the sniper's called right. He's going to move in and deny Hawks again. Nancho has Hawks' number. He's really taken him out of the game for the last few plays. And with 2 down, it looks like MIPC want to get out of here, but as they retreat, they're going to get bombed on. All these Lego brickmen are coming in, and oh no, Exar jumps in. He's going to return fire here. They're trying to isolate F2. He's down to 60, 30 HP. E2's already gone down though. F2 survives and will maintain a sick Uber advantage there, Beasly.
That was absolutely sick. I'm loving these late bombs in by Czar there. They're really just catching everybody off guard and getting picks where they need them. But right there, it didn't happen. The rest of his team wasn't able to capitalize on the damage that he was doling out. And, you know, we saw them have to back off there because they lost their demo in that bomb. But, nonetheless, a wise decision. Not exactly executed to the best of his ability. Yet, Himsy goes down again on the right side, and like you said, we're seeing it again as Himsy goes down, and then Czar jumps in. The lack of soldier support here with these bombs to try and force this Uber is really throwing everything out of sync, as now Himsy spawns, and we're not going to see Czar again for another 5 seconds, so they can't really sack without a demo right now. Both teams do have Uber, and the snipers are still a big part of this game.
I think Conan got slowed down. He won a duel with Natural on the flank there, but he was really weak, needed to wait for 2 kits, and XR's already in and dead. Now look at Conan, he's walking through. Zen doesn't see him. Zen is hiding up in that little roof trying to cover the flank. Conan comes through, but now Zen is on his case as he jumps skyward. He's still going around there with those gunboats, providing him such longevity, but he will get taken out. And meanwhile, there's Natural in behind again on Hawks. No one is protecting him. They have 2 scouts. Why is somebody not protecting the sniper? Natural gets the Uber force as well. This couldn't have gone any better for him. Now F2 comes in with the cleanup. He's going to bring forward Crizzle. He's got Zen in tow as well. Trying to decide who to kill. They want that medic pick, but they might be advised to kill these scouts and soldiers before they get flanked and surrounded. F2 goes down. Hawks respawns. The soldier gets the big medic pick. And this is looking very dangerous here for Lego. Both teams managing to just about hold on, but the spawns are going to come in much quicker for MIPC because they do not control the point. Oh, Beasly, what's happening?
Well, for one, Crizzle is using the black box, and I've said it before, I really hate the black box on a roaming soldier, because it really, you can't do what you need to do as Hellberg goes down to a, actually no, Edwey's gone down to a great shot from Hellberg, and that just turns the tide of absolutely everything. But back to the stuff about the black box, you really just can't do what you need to do as a roaming soldier with that, because you know, you get enough damage, but you only have 3 rockets, and you can't get that last bit of damage to take out that medic. But everything seems to be falling apart for MIPC right now as Dr. Phil and his black box soldier Crizzle are on that point, capping it up, and that does go to Lego. And they have only 50 seconds left to hold on to this point and cap it, as Hellberg is just going out of his mind, takes out Himsy yet again, headshots everywhere. And that black box isn't exactly hurting them, but he can't right there. See, he couldn't actually take out Czar. He gets really nice shots onto him, juggles him up, but Czar has to kill himself with a pipe onto him because of that black box, and that was actually really a close call for Crizzler.
Oh wow, MIPC are 3 down, 1 just respawned actually, but they're still trying to continue. They've got E2 forward as well. They realise that the clock is ticking down, only 15 seconds before this round ends. E2 decides to turn around and gets headshot by Hellberg. Deserters will be shot. And with only 5 seconds here, not even the slightest bit of blue time at that point, this round will be over momentarily. And it'll be up to Finland and MIPC to dig deep and try and come back here. We do play first to 3 here in Europe, so this is match point, I think, for Lego.
Ooh, match point for Lego. I didn't expect that. I had MIPC as the favorites going into this match, but Lego's really just playing very well, and this Hellberg sniper is way too much for MIPC to deal with, as he's on that cliff side and gets a nice shot onto the scout, knocks off his buff, and then headshots Himsy right after. Now the MIPC team isn't really getting much ground, and we're going to see their soldiers and scout opt to back up, as that one soldier isn't behind them. Natural is his name, takes out Hawk. That sniper, like you said, isn't getting enough protection at all. Czar also goes down, and yeah, Lego's just completely dominating these mid-fights with that help from Hellberg.
Yeah, like Hellberg, you can rely on him to get the picks, but on top of that, look at just the sort of solid position from Lego. They don't overextend whenever they arrive on middle. They just sit back and wait for Hellberg to make an opening, or maybe they're going to lose a player and back out. But they don't gamble. And MIPC, they're sort of, like I said, old school players. Sometimes they just think, I'm going to go in, I'm going to try and skill it. Especially Himsy loves to make those plays. And then just being compounded by the fact that nobody's covering Hawks. He's gone down again to Natural, who's just all over him. And they find themselves a man down. the E2 going down as well. The medic has perished, and even though they're getting forward and forced tonight that Uber, the clock won't be switched back in favour of MIPC under this passage of play. It's going to remain under control of LEGO, and they tick ever closer to victory here, Beasly.
Yeah, these Ubers are pretty even right now, so I'm going to... It's pretty safe to say that we might see a dry push here, though it doesn't look like that's going to be happening as the scouts have already run out there. They're still trying to build with a scout and spawn as Hawks and Himsy go in and take down Natural, but they are both cleaned up by some absolutely incredible spam coming out of LEGO, and that push is stopped before it ever happens, as now Edwee has to run back to their spawn and get the rest of this. F2 isn't really getting, like, yeah, he's just not being pressured at all. Some of these soldiers are coming in, but like we said before, it's still one by one by one by one, and there's just way too much time for him to, you know, gather all his bearings. But Himsy walks in, takes out Crizzle in some nice scout versus soldier action. But still, the Ubers are now both there. They have a pick. This is favorable for MIPC, but F2's positioning on that cliff and Hellberg's sniper rifle are just going to shut down MIPC. That bomb comes in from everybody seemingly of MIPC, and they take out Himsy, or they take out Zen, actually. Crizzle goes down as the Uber is popped. Oh, F2 is trying to find his sniper, can't find him, but that soldier is still back. The positioning for MIPC is absolutely stellar right now as they're going to push into that spawn and take out at F2. Dr. Phil stays alive. He's down to 3 HP. That was an interesting thing to see there. I thought he was going to die for sure. That was an excellent push from MIPC.
Yeah, I like what they did there. They didn't really try and challenge the LEGO combo or the sniper. They just smashed the flank open, went in there and got a couple of frags, and things snowballed for them, and they managed to get F2 down, which has been tough for them thus far. Now F2 is respawned. He's going to switch it up to crits because he's a mastermind, and they will in fact have a crit advantage here and a real opportunity to push. They're just going to go in dry though because they're absolute ballers and see what they can make happen. They're actually beating out a lot of aggression here from Finland, and oh, it looks like MIPC are going to be able to make short work of them there, mince them up. A lot of damage coming in on that left hand side on the attacking perspective as Blue moved towards red spawn. They more or less cleaned up everybody. I'm not entirely sure what they were trying to achieve from that. Was it like a fake suicide push? They already have crit advantage. Why do they need to go in? I guess they just wanted to see what they could... Maybe they didn't realise that they had such an advantage, but now they're going to push in and the advantage is lost. I mean, they could have timed out a bit better. That's all I'm saying, basically. That's all I'm saying.
All you're saying is a lot that you're saying, and it's all true. But how many times have we seen medics drop as that crits is popped? But not Edwee. She is going to pop that Uber and save absolutely everybody. There's flashing going on all over the place. None of these crit stickies can find any of the MIPC players. That was an absolutely beautiful Uber from Edwee. And Hellberg and Crizzle are down as Crizzle is just spawning. Natural's getting his heals back up as the rest of his team is sitting in the spawn. They know they have this crits, and they do now have the advantage because of that cycle. So we're seeing the advantage build and build and build. It started off as about a 5% advantage, but it doesn't even matter at this point because everybody for MIPC is dying. And as I say that, Tun2 goes in, takes out Dr. Phil and Natural.
Crizzle's in behind with the black box. He's trying to put pressure onto E2. Exar's watched come in on the flank and jumped away from him. Now he's just basically left his medic to hung out to dry there as Zen comes in and cleans up that. Like, while that whole other play was going on, Exar was sticky in the left hand side on the MIP's perspective, right? He dead at his trap, but he didn't kill the soldier, and he knew that Crizzle was there coming from the flank. Yeah, he jumped over to try and help them on the right hand side, but he just seemed to forget memory span of a goldfish, man. Then he comes in behind
another flank, and F2 goes down though. Did you see that? Huge play. They finally synchronize their sacks and take out F2 before that crits is ever popped. I don't know if he dropped it, but either way, it doesn't really make a difference. It is a crits creep. I'm hearing that he did drop it from the voice. I don't know where that voice is coming from. I think his name is John.
It's me. But, that's my inner child.
In fact, oh, it's Admirable's inner child, and he did in fact drop that crits.
Oh, I'm noticing some cool stats here on the STV chat. It must be another plugin from F2, but that's going to be a cap to LEGO somehow.
That's the game.
Stop paying attention for a second there, Beasly, but LEGO will take that one 3-0. And I'm going to try and whip out the stats real quick. See what I can see. I'm having trouble here. I pressed the Windows key and that Windows 8 start menu came up. Now I'm panicked.
You never want to do that. You've already screwed this one
Should
up
have
here. You should
alt-tabbed.
probably just quit. That's right. That's what I'm saying. Uninstall.
I'm looking at the log right now. I don't know about you, buddy.
Just give me a second, okay?
Oh yeah, look, there's Dr. Phil up top. 358 damage per minute. Tied. A tie with Exar. He did have... wow, Exar had 3 damage more overall than Phil. So there you have it. Clearly the better demo man. But he only had 7 frags compared to 21. So that tells a little bit of a tale. Let's look at the kills and assists per death. Zen pulling out a masterful performance there. It's 4.1. F2 as well, surviving very well, only 5 deaths. Dr. Phil putting out good stats as well in Hellberg. Crizzle and Natural were obviously playing the aggressive role as soldiers on Viaduct. Coming out a little bit worse, but they were doing their job. You can't argue with that scoreline, man.
No, you can't. I'm looking at this one single scout Zen, like you pointed out, who had a 4.1 kills assisted death. He had 8 deaths and 20 frags. And he was the only scout there. He did absolute masterful work with those soldier bombs coming in from the rest of his team. And that sniper, everything just came together for them. And Zen kind of played a pocket role as both soldiers bombed around, and it worked very well for his team. But that one soldier for MIPC really hurt them. And they weren't able to get the sacks that they needed. We didn't think about that either. They only had 1 soldier. So those bombs that were coming in one by one, you know, they can't actually all get there as quick as each other. And we saw that kind of mess everything up.
I was theory crafting before that. I thought, you know, 2 scouts would be better from a defensive perspective, but I think Natural was perhaps running gunboats as well, so it was just like double roamer or something. It seemed to be that way anyway. He wasn't playing pocket very much with F2 whatsoever. It seemed to be him and Phil all the time playing around Hellberg. But yeah, the double threat of those soldiers was just too much for MIPC to handle. It seemed they couldn't keep Hawks alive with their attempt to go scope versus scope against Hellberg, who is, like, you know, fairly infamous in Division 1. I was surprised to see Hawks snipe. And I'm not sure whether that was the right move. They didn't protect him, for starters, but they definitely didn't seem to make the strategy work. I'm not saying if it's anything to do with Hawks' sniper ability or not. That's the hole I'm trying to dig myself out of right here. But we are here